The Pentagon reporting in just the last hour, all 3 killed were members of the Army Reserve. They are 46-year-old Sergeant William Jerome Rivers, Specialist Kennedy L. Sanders, 24 years old, from Georgia, and 23-year-old Specialist Brianna Moffett, also from Georgia. A drone struck the living quarters of the base where some of the troops were sleeping. 8 of the injured had to be evacuated out of Jordan because of the severity of their injuries. That's according to U.S. Central Command.
All right. Welcome once again to the beatzillapdx official show. I am your host, beatzillapdx officially, and this is the midweek report news break style. And so with that being said, that means we are not on camera, but we are definitely here live and direct on a midweek. So hopefully everybody is doing well. I want to first say thank you to everybody for your kind words and condolences, well wishes for my trip to my grandmother's funeral over the weekend, Denver, Colorado, which was not a sad occasion. You know, my grandmother actually lived 100 years, 100 years and 4 months. So she definitely had a good life, but even more so, left a good foundational Black American legacy. So I got a chance to really spend a lot of time with the foundational Black American family that is proudly foundational Black American. No shade to anyone around, but as large as my family is, there's over 300 cousins. My family members just in the city of Denver, Colorado, and surrounding areas. But at our family functions, you don't really see too many mixed children running around. Now, with that being said, thank you once again, everybody, for your kind words. I appreciate it so much. Peace, power, protection, and blessings be up on all of y'all. And with that being said, dark-skinned brother, starting early with the super sticker. Shout out to you and salute Black First as always, my good brother. Thank you for the super sticker. It's their own set. Yes, indeed. I appreciate that. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. Thank you so much, brother. And with that being said, family, as you're coming in, if you can also do me a favor, the one thing that you can do, you can also give a super sticker, but one thing that is free is just simply hitting that like button if you would. So if you could hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, hit the little bell that says all, and that way you'll be notified anytime this channel goes live or a video is uploaded or premiering. And with that being said, you can also become a member of this channel, you know, like you see, dark-skinned brother. and of our other members, which pretty soon here I want to start doing some things with the members. So we'll look out for that. So with that being said, you can do all of that, and welcome if you are new to this channel. This is what we do here, and I hope you enjoy, and I hope you learn something, because this is not simply entertainment or what they say, edutainment. It's not any of that, really. Although we talk to the fam and we can be entertaining, we are not here as entertainers. So we are here with message and here with mission, and it is Black first, and that's how we roll. So with that being said, we here at the beatzillapdx official show like to take the beginning of our show, and I say broadcast, I don't even like to say show, broadcast, and we like to greet our family that's in the chat. So we already saw a dark-skinned brother in the house. We also see Blueberry Muffin in the house. Shout out, peace and blessings to my good sister Blueberry Muffin. Always good to see you in the house as always. My Pacific Northwest compadre. Lawrence Lily in the house. Black First family. Appreciate you being in here in the house. Lawrence Lily. Good to see you as always, brother. Judah Queen in the house. Black First fam. Yes, indeed. Don't forget to like and share this broadcast. Please do. And always a pleasure to have my good sister Judah Queen in the building. Thank you as always. Black Spider in the house. Black First. Zilla, Pacific Northwest Coast. Yes, indeed. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you also for becoming a member too, Black Spider. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here as well. Patricia Slade in the house. Jersey City in the building. Black First, my good sister, Patricia Slade. Thank you for being here. And we got our RBJ in the house. All right, RBJ, you didn't change the name from South Carolina. In the house. Shout out to you, my good brother, Black First. Yes, sir. And we have Lynette Williams from Montgomery, Alabama. Yes, indeed. Black First, my good sister, Lynette Williams. Thank you for being here. And, oh, wow. We're stationed at Fort Gordon, GA. Wow, really? Oh, wow. Okay. That's a switch up, ain't it? Miss D at Suite 201. Salute to Miss D at Suite 201. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome as always. And we got Nightbot in the house. Nightbot on Nightbot duties, you know, and ain't telling people off. I was like, boy, that bot thing, I had to get a hold of that. So I think we got that part figured out. We have Derek Parker in the building. Black First, Black First, Black First from Little Rock, Arkansas. That is another place where I have a lot of family at. Yes, indeed. Another place where our family is kind of deep. Yeah, Denver and Arkansas. Well, go figure. Yeah, yes, indeed. Maybe that was one of the reasons that, you know, it was that kindred energy. Hey, this is where I need to be. Yes, indeed. D. Foster in the building. Black First family. Yes, indeed. Thank you, D. Foster, for being here this evening once again. Let's see. Oh, Doris, thank you for the not super chat, but for the Cash App donation. I appreciate that. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours. I appreciate you. And we have Key Prince in the building. Peace, Beatzilla, and family in the chat. It is always a pleasure to have you in the building as well, Key Prince. And we got Cyberdyne 100. Good evening, family. Black First. Yes, sir. Black First. And let's see. I think everybody is here. Yeah, you know, we got Sister Miriam in the building. Sister Miriam, good to see you in the house as always. It's been a minute since I heard your voice, but it is good to see your icon in the chat. Always a pleasure to have you in the building. Oh, let's see. Let's see. Oh, we have Sister Mary Evans in the house. Shalom, B1 Beatzilla. Thank you. And yes, and thank you for the condolences as well. Yeah. Oh, your grandmother is 91. Yeah. Hey man, living a long life is definitely a good thing. You know, Blueberry Muffin said a lot of Arkansas folks migrated to Denver, Colorado, and later on to Portland, Oregon. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. That's a fact. That is a fact. It's Mary Evans. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much again, once again, and salute to your grandmother as well for making it to 91. That is not an easy feat in this life that we live. You know what I'm saying? So yes, thank y'all. Man, we really did have a good time being around all of that family and all of that proud family energy. You understand what I'm saying? So it was definitely, aside from laying my grandmother to rest, it was definitely a great time. So I cannot be mad at that. The weather, though, man, the weather in Denver, Colorado is a beast. Talking about it's 60 as a high in the daytime, and then uh, at like night or early morning, it's like in the 20s. Like, yo, I'm not used to this. So yeah, it is crazy out. The weather is crazy out there, to say the least. So yeah, if you go to Denver, Colorado, don't get fooled by the warmth of the sun. You keep your head covered because you will get sick. Trust me, you will get sick. So yeah, don't drink lots of water because the air is extremely dry. I mean, very, very dry. But a lot of historical black stuff in Denver. So, and my grandmother's actually buried at the historical cemetery out there now. So, yeah, there's a lot more black history in Denver that didn't really get spoken of. So they actually named a park after one of my, I guess he would be great uncle, I believe. But one of the branches that I hail from, they named a park after him for being the first, I believe, the first black free resident of Denver or Colorado. And so they named the whole park after him, and the state, county, and the city has recognized it as being so. So that is one of those good things that go on. Aside from the man that created the cellular phone or the cordless phone, also hails from the same family, as well as George Duke. So pasty tidbits. It's just it's very interesting when you get a chance to go see where people actually hail from. Oh, and my cousin that sang on the Free Life record, if anybody is familiar with that. So if anybody know that old school, and those are the probably lesser known groups, Free Life, which Philip Bailey from Earth, Wind and Fire used to sing with before Earth, Wind and Fire, but they still ended up having a solo record that he produced, and because that was his former group. So yeah, that's the family. One who cares in the building. Great evening. Well, it is good to have you in the building. One who cares. I appreciate you and seeing you here this evening. Salute to you. Black first, as always. Yeah. So, Oh man, Derek Parker. What you say? It's tough for me because I got half a sickle cell trait, so I don't know if I can go to Denver. Uh, Uh, Yeah, I don't know because I only had one cousin. I mean, and she had like full blown sickle cell because that doesn't really run in my family. But I do understand that trait. Geez, um, yeah, I don't know. That Denver might be a little rough on you, man. I would go at a more calmer time of year with the weather, and that might do it. So probably maybe like late spring would probably be, but they got like black rodeo out there and whatnot. So it's yeah, it's a lot blacker than you would ever be led to believe. But with that being said, as y'all have entered into this Wednesday night, there's a few things that I'm just noticing. Number one, let me first say salute and rest in peace to the three fallen soldiers uh, that have lost their life for this country. That you know is now wanting to speak for them and their people at their convenience, but should have done so much sooner than now. So, with that being said, I would like to say salute and condolences to their families because they've lost loved ones, and you know, people talk very highly of these people. So, salute to them. And it's a shame that they had to lose their life, but from what it sounds like, a suicide drone attack. Yeah. And when I hear stuff like that, it just makes me think of Long Kiss Goodnight. I just, one of the biggest things that I don't think people really take into account is how much the idea of reparations going to foundational Black Americans and Americans and freedmen. They don't understand. A lot of people don't get. They are terrified of that idea, and that whole line about bankrupting the country, that ain't it. That's not it. I think for all intents and purposes, the general public has common sense to know. Oh, that ain't why they're scared. No, no. This is probably more along the lines of what's really going on.
Question in all of this is that nobody knows who's going to pay for it. They don't know final numbers. They don't know very much about these reparations. And yet these panels in San Francisco and statewide keep coming forward saying we need all this money to go to these people and we need it now.
Yeah, it's a big problem. First off, psychologically, we know that giving people massive amounts of money generally doesn't work out very well for the people that are getting the money. But in this case, it's going to stoke racial tensions. It's going to stoke racial jealousy. One group being pitted against another group. I imagine that's going to increase violence. It's going to take care of it's going to hurt the free market, the housing costs. Everything is going to be turned upside down by this. I mean, that's assuming that the state can really make good on its promise and actually pay out this amount of money, considering we're what $24 billion
right
in the hole already.
Could be $30 billion, and that's a risk as well, because if you don't, if you come forward with these task forces and they say
racial tension, jealousy, none of those things are financial. Now, what's funny is that he throws in violence. There's something else that there's some people out there that still exist that are, I hate to use the name just in case. So if there is a person named, with this name, but these people act like some goofy coon named Cletus. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, if there's a Cletus out there that you ain't no coon, hey man, I don't mean you. But I mean, they have the mentality that, hey man, them folks gonna be mad at us, man. Man, if we give reparations, man, them folks just gonna be going crazy. They're gonna be taking us down left and right. Don't you know? And I'm like, hold on, don't you understand finance actually is what will allow you to further protect yourself? Hard to do things when you're broke. Bullets are expensive. If you didn't know. David Boyd in the house. Salute to David Boyd. Shout out to you, my brother. Thank you for being here once again. Yes, indeed. Man, in Black First Coffee. Yes, indeed. That's clearly already the case. You already know. Salute to you. Salute to you. So, y'all said babble. I know that's right. Terry Jones in the house. Black First, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Oh my goodness. But Mary Evans said, but the illegals don't cause a financial crisis. Yeah, we're gonna get to that part too. Yes, indeed, we are. Oh boy, oh boy. So like I said, just some goofy dude, like, good man, man, we get that money, man. I mean, these white folks, man, they don't want us to have nothing, man. What you think they're gonna do if they give us reparations? The question ain't about what they gonna do. The question is about what you gonna do. Yeah, that Rosewood and all of that ain't happening no more. I mean, truth be told, I think it wrote with Rosewood. You seen it took the United States government to take Black Wall Street down. They needed some help. They was able to go get Rosewood. The folks in Black Wall Street was like, yeah, it ain't gonna be another Rosewood. You got to answer for this. And that's what happens when you can. Do you understand the severity of why they don't want you having money? Not on no communal level. They've seen what that looked like in neighborhoods. You ain't even taking over state. You doing that in neighborhoods. So yeah, you just understand. Wow, racial tension. Who you talking about? And violence against who? Because I guarantee you won't be coming to our neighborhoods with that mess. Oh, that day is over. Lady F, welcome, Black First Family. I mean, what you gonna do with all of these, with some of these, reformed gang member or military Black folks that's out here and able to kind of really enhance their self-protection businesses, and opening up Black-owned gun ranges, tactical gear shops, and things like that, because somebody's gonna need those. See, and that's the one thing they understand. Like where we are now, our view on the economy is nothing to. This ain't good times. Oh, I got me $5,000. I'm gonna go buy me 2 Cadillacs. No, you not. Just putting stupid ideas out there for no reason, and we now have a voice to allow to undercut all of that foolish talk that they could put out in front of us. Family, do you know that syphilis is at an all-time high? Syphilis cases is at an all-time high since like the 1950s. It's like, okay, well, what's really going on there? But look at my Gucci pink and my booty hole burn. And I think and with the Sukihanas and all of this madness, I think you're getting what we paid for. But you know what's so funny? The hypocrisy, especially of a lot of these so-called entities that were, Black men, the way they denigrate Black women in their music, and they denigrate them all in the videos. Oh, okay, well, let's step out of the way and let them go denigrate themselves. I mean, what? Just the hypocrisy of it. And then here are these same women that were saying, hey, we need to go after these Black rappers and all of this. All it ended up being is going after and besmirching black men with money. Now, at the end of the day, it's not going to harm them black artists because they're still part of the system. So they just have to be whipping boys. But see, in the perceptions of the general public, they're taking that stuff literally. Some are. And then it just festers on and becomes a cancer. So, right now we are at a time to where we can literally alleviate a lot of the nonsense that comes in our community by way of this filter called the grassroots. It's hard. That's one thing they had. They know that their messaging is pretty much gone in the wind. So going back to these 3 soldiers who have lost their life for this country, who won't even mention about reparations. These are descendants of slaves. I believe all 3 of these folks is FBA. Am I missing something? Like, I believe all of them is Foundation of Black Americans. So here's what the cold thing is for me, and maybe just family, just correct me if you think I'm far off base with this idea. But I believe that this thing here will be used on a multi-tier level. Number one, it will focus all attention because you have to use someone who is due reparations. These 3 soldiers are due reparations. So you have to span it with would-be recipients of reparations. You put them out there as American patriotic martyrs. And then you run on that. But who is the whole patriotic line really catering to? Who did it cater to? See, here's the thing. Has anybody pressed anybody in Congress or the Senate to get to the bottom of who was funding Antifa? See, when they were using that, they were just using that as a phrase because they knew very well what was going on. And right now, none of those people are asking. You know why they're not asking? Because they seeing how maybe suspected, possibly could be, just speculating that certain groups, shall we say, that have $100 of million to maybe target members that they had dinners and backroom meetings with. They might feel that they aren't getting their money's worth right now. And, maybe they're starting to call in some of those other reserves, just like they did before. Because, you have things popping off like this and you have funding partners. Like I said, that jam woman ain't getting all that money. You got to be kidding yourself if you believe that. So just notice, nobody want to know where them who's funding this. Who was paying for these people to be here like this? Ain't that interesting? And, you would think that the people on Capitol Hill would be interested in saying, well, let's see who these protesters were. Let's see who Antifa is. Who's funding them? Let's have the FBI investigate Antifa. No, they never did that. And nor am I advocating that they do that now. I mean, I don't think it would be too hard to speculate, for those of you who have heard people say who, certain people tend to have a little more influence here than there. And Some people just have influence everywhere because they're like Brother Kid Gravity says, they're real estate developers. And they say so. Bringing it back. That's a good question. We hear about Soros all day. Mm-hmm. And Blueberry Muffin. Now, just let that one sit on your spirit. Mm-hmm. Now, with that being said, like I said, you saw what that message was. Let that sit on your spirit. Let's hear from Nancy herself.
They're in front of my house all the time. So I have a feeling for what feelings they have. But we have to think about what we're doing. And what we have to do is try to stop the suffering in Gaza. This is women and children, people who don't have a place to go. So let's address that. But for them to call for a ceasefire is Mr. Putin's message.
Mr. Putin is in a military conflict funded by the U.S. With Ukraine being the party funded by the U.S. Yeah, it's Putin. See, a ceasefire here in Gaza is Putin. You see? Now, somehow, Putin has time to worry about what's going on in a whole nother conflict that ain't got nothing to do with him. Phantom beat in the house. Is she sober? I don't know. Oh, Lord. Lord.
Putin's message. Make no mistake, this is directly connected to what he would like to see.
Why? Why is Putin worried about their conflict? A ceasefire benefits Putin how?
Same thing with Ukraine. It's about Putin's message. I think some of these protesters are spontaneous and organic and sincere. Some I think are connected to Russia, and I say that having looked at this for a long time now. As you know,
think some of these protests?
Oh, okay. So now Nancy Pelosi is saying the protesters that are coming out here calling for a ceasefire they need to be investigated and looked at for Russian ties. How does a sitting, long-standing politicians as such basically low-key threaten protesters? Did I miss something? I mean, because when you talking, this is Nancy Pelosi talking slick, family. What is she saying here?
Tests are Russian plants?
These are plants. I think some financing should be investigated, and I want to ask the FBI to investigate that. But
kind of sounds like a low-key threat to me. Maybe I'm when you throw that out there, maybe we should have them investigated by the FBI. What? Pilot Talk TV, salute to you, Black First. Chattanooga, Tennessee. You're Tennessee. I know that's right. Salute to you, brother. Oh, man. Terry Joseph, nasty Pelosi. The real wicked witch of the West. For real. Oh man. Yeah, bringing it back. It's the Russian bots all over again. Yes. Blueberry muffins, equal cups. Black first and she on the right, man. You know, I've always often felt that Nancy Pelosi, just by my I'm not a medical professional at all, but just in my observance and from how she appears, she has that look like she suffered a mental breakdown before, or emotional breakdown before, or once or twice. But she pushes through. But yes, now she is calling. That was a low key threat. Hey, you protesting over here talking about ceasefire. Nah, I think we need to look into who's financing this. How are you out here doing this? We had a whole 90-day protest in this city with all of these people who are not from here posted up nonstop. You're talking about everything that you were seeing on TV. We had imported people here. I don't know where all them folks came from. Now, I will tell you, it was Portland homegrown that kind of sparked this thing off. That is very true. But see, you got to remember the government, man. They don't just sit back on their hands and watch. So they got to hurry up and go get some agent provocateurs in the mix. And on they go. There go the black masks and the skateboards. So, and then all of a sudden it turns into something else. Then all of these media outlets and politicians have talking fuel. All the meanwhile, George Floyd is still dead. Now here we have 3 soldiers dead. And they finna use this. There's no protest because the protest is about to cease fire. So here, why do you think they needed, they could have, why aren't these like Israeli Americans or a Palestinian American soldier and an Israeli soldier? No, they got 3 foundational Black American faces. And that is for a purpose. I believe that they're trying to work a George Floyd 2.0. Now, let's hear more of Nasty.
Apart from that, let's just say it's all spontaneous and sincere. Let's say it's all spontaneous and sincere. Young people care about the right to choose. They care about LGBTQ issues. They care about...
Whoa. Now, young people, very true. Very, very true. So she's like, when you're talking about the young people really not of our community, that's that there's that new wave they got going, kind of it's they do say things repeat themselves. And so this is almost a reworked version of like disco meets the androgynous time of the 80s, but it's instead of it just being your fashion, it's literally being your body. And so it's wow. Don't let me be offensive. I'm just saying, it just seems like some things tend to be a trend for a while, and some trends last longer than others. Because not everybody that's like, oh, I found myself. Have you really? And hey, not that I'm gonna go get into that, but I'm just saying, there are young people that they have groomed, and you hear what even they got Joy Reid out here co-signing. We're gonna get to her too, but here goes some more old Nasty.
Preserving the planet. They care about gun violence prevention. That's what they tell us.
Really?
They care about our democracy and the freedoms that are contained in some of what I said. So they're going to have to make a decision, staying home to enable or to agonize, organize, not agonize, but organize and get out there and get the job. I have every confidence that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will be President and Vice President of the United States.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. No one doubts that, Nancy. You know, however, when we have scenarios like this, I don't know if your boy's going to be able to cut the mustard. But not to mention, these Negroes is the worst. For real. These treacherous Negroes here are some of the worst. And so you talking about ceasefire. They're always rambling about, you know, you're talking about ceasefire. Well, okay, we were Russian bots before, right? So now they're going back to Russia. Well, now they're going to use it and flip it. So you can't go and use Russia no more when you talk about black folks. Now you have to show black people that you care. Now, truth be told, doing something for black soldiers, you know, that's one thing as far as the military goes. That's as far as something that the government recognition goes. However, let's keep one thing straight. All three of the deceased individuals, at the time when they were of their demise, they were United States government issued. So the United States would need to be honoring these people in the first place. So before somebody starts running out there and saying, oh man, see how he honored and did them black soldiers? You remember when that black soldier blew up and Trump just didn't even go talk to him? Yeah, I know. I do remember that. And I'm not a Trump fan, so it's not like we give a damn, but it ain't a bunch of this.
Ron Jameson. Ron Jameson. Good to see you, man. Pleasure meeting you. Glad you running in front of us playing it though I could have been all American, man.
Hey, I want to lay him down. How you doing?
How you doing, man? Ron. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Well, I'll tell you what, man.
Amen. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Come on, give God some praise in this place. For he is worthy, so worthy, so worthy, so worthy to be praised. Yeah, don't cry.
Oh my goodness. Why does it sound like this dude is up here praising this man? Oh, thank you, Jesus, for Joe Biden. Oh, this good white man done walk in the door. Oh, hallelujah. Oh, goodness. Come on. Come on. That is disgraceful.
They have got to keep every prisoner in jail like we do it federally 85% of the time. I like the idea they keep in jail longer. I'm the guy that wrote the bill requiring federal judges to keep people in jail 100% of the time for which they're sentenced.
He actually said that. He said that. How dare he say that? You know, we're unique in all the world, America. We're the only country that is formed not based on ethnicity, based on geography, based on an idea. An idea.
And that idea was white supremacy, Joe. When this country was formed, it was formed on the free labor of slaves. I think the idea of slavery is that they're not equal. You go into a black church, but should I be more upset at Joe Biden, or should I be more upset at this Negro sitting behind him, letting him tell that lie like that? What this country was founded on. Your ancestors were slaves. What you talking about? No. But the fact that they... and you want to know that this is why the church is dying today, because this is horrible.
How dare he say that? You know, we're unique in all the world, America. We're the only country that is formed not based on ethnicity, based on geography, based on an idea. An idea. And I mean it sincerely. The only country in the world.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, I see y'all calling for it. Old pork chop pimping preacher behind this liar right here. Whoever you are, you handkerchief head Negro, you get one of these. Sambo. And he just sitting up there looking just as proud as all get out too, ain't he?
An idea we've never lived up to, we've never walked away from. We hold these truths to be self-evident.
We never walked away from.
That all men are created equal, endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, life, liberty. Men are created equal. And I mean it sincerely.
Okay. You're supposed to train up children in the way they should go. You're supposed to teach the young how an old white man will come in there and insult you while he's talking to you, acting like he's your friend. Number one, he comes in there and lies on your ancestors and tells you that all this racism that you face right here, this country, well, that wasn't the initial intent when the country was founded and they came together and got their constitution. How on earth do you fix any kind of, no. You cannot have slaves. And while the people to whom you're talking to, who are the descendants of those slaves, you're going to sit up there and tell them, or even infer, that they were considered equal at the founding of this country. That right there, again, that pastor right there deserved that Sambo sauce.
Really, the only country in the world. An idea we've never lived up to, we've never walked away from. We hold these truths to be self-evident.
Okay.
All men are created equal, endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, life, liberty, etc. It's an idea that we can't abandon, and some want to see it abandoned. That's the power, as I was saying, the Rev outside before he invited me in. That's what the Black church has done for Black Americans imagine what would have happened if there had been no Black church all this periods of darkness. Well, you give us a mountaintop, you give us a promised land, you give us a dream and a faith that we shall overcome, we can overcome. You know, and you push us toward a more perfect union, you really do. To bend the arc of the moral universe toward justice together. And what a gift to the nation and the world.
Whoa. Whoa. Oh, you slipped out. He just slipped that one in. Hold on.
And you push us toward a more perfect union. You really do. to bend the arc of the moral universe toward justice together.
The moral universe for justice? What the hell does that mean? So basically, you guys have been good and hanging on in there and proud, being used, getting nothing. And, you have really pushed the needle for the moral universe of justice for everyone else. Thank you, Black Church, for letting us use you the way we do. No, what about tangible or financial? And shouldn't there be some of that in there? Wow.
You give us a dream and a faith that we shall overcome. We can overcome. And you push us toward a more perfect union. You really do. To bend the arc of the moral universe toward justice together. And what a gift to the nation and the world you've been. Like I said, I was kidding with Jim. I'd always go to 7:30 Mass at St. Joe's, which is a Catholic church built by indentured Irish servants working for the DuPont family. It's it always kind of made me angry. The cornerstone of the church, 1848, says built for our Catholics. I never figured we were their Catholics. But anyway, but all kidding aside, then I'd go to 10:30 Mass, or 10:30 service with Reverend Beeman. And during the civil rights era, when I was working hard as a young man and a public defender. And, you said it, Rev. My mother would say, you got to be who you say you are. You got to do what you say you're going to do. You just get up. Just get up.
Oh, the pain. The pain. It's ridiculous. DSM Sinister, what's going on? Thank you for being here, man. Man, so again, then they allow him to just go in there and do the whole, I must just rip off of Martin Luther King right after I lie to y'all and tell y'all that this country wasn't founded with the idea that Black people, you people, and your ancestors should be in chains. No, that is not the intent of the founding of this country. No. No, see, the founders believed that all men were created equal. But you were actually 3/5 of men, so I guess you weren't created equal because, listen to how they be talking, and they go in front of folks, and they just eat this madness up. And then what really is sickening is the walk-in that they do, and all of these people are just in there, praise him, praise the Lord, praise him, oh Lord, oh God, oh, he's worthy to be praised, oh, he's worthy. What are you doing? What are you doing? You let that man come into the church and sit his ass down. If you gonna let him speak, he gonna speak anyway. All of that extra is just out. It's insane. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Thank you for waking me up this morning so I can see Joe Biden. Oh, Lord, thank you. Hey, Tia, to you, it is good to see you this evening. Oh, Lord, thank you for blessing us with the presence of this good white man. Oh, I just don't understand. If I could but touch the hem of your garment, use a good white man, Reverend Mortimer Fox the third. DJ P. Slide, 1965. Thank you for being here. And thank you for your contribution in the chat. Oh, that's funny. You know, this is insane. These folks, you coming in there, Black Anthem in the house, I see you. You just really coming in to pander, but this is the ridiculous nature of the 2/3 club. Because, you know, hey man, everybody ain't gonna make it. And we over here talking the truth. You know what I'm saying? Just like this broken clock always gets it right twice a day, maybe less on Sunday. But everybody ain't gonna make it, and some of them just gonna have to go to sleep for good.
And I'm telling you, as a psychologist, I'm not going to be able to psychologize all of them on the corner. Some of them going to sleep for good. And I'm
telling you. And then for all of them other preachers,
buck dancing, shuffling, scratching, bootlicking, bamboozling, Uncle Tom Negro.
I mean, good Lord. And me too. You know, they want black folks to either hop in the conversation of a ceasefire or hop into the conversation of being pro-Israel. And it's interesting because you have the AIPAC that, and it's all kind of playing out and making sense when you heard, when we, you know, because I know a few of us have done broadcasts from the New Black Media. I know did videos about the AIPAC or AIPAC going after, they spending $100 million to unseat members of the squad. And boy, oh boy, man, they is putting in the work on that too. They got folks doing investigations and some more. It's very interesting. Oh, but before I get there is something I want to hit first. Because, you know, considering how we have sister girl Kamala Harris as a vice president, who, by the way, is an Indian, so I don't know why people would think that she would be doing anything for us, especially after when she says this.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Well, I'm sure you guys have heard that Nikki Haley was on the Breakfast Club. And I just want you to remember that she's supposedly a minority, and for all intents and purposes, but not even just that she would be a minority or a person who definitely lacks color and even more so lacks soul. But she, you know, she got a little beige tint to her, but she is an Indian, and you know, they have a color caste system over there in their culture as well. That even up in Seattle, that they allow the Indian to be discriminatory within their culture in our country. I don't think a lot of people even know that, but you know, you live out this way. Oh yeah, they got certain classes and they absolutely don't allow them to make it. So yeah, be clear. There's a lot of these foreign things that go on here while they come at us talking about how American they are. No, you're making certain provisions for these. Well, you can't do this based on base. They got a whole color caste system over there. And they get provisions from this is how they deal with the government. So, you know, yeah, man, miss me. So just keeping things in perspective, you know, this woman on the screen is the same as.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Kind of makes sense now, doesn't it? For those of y'all in the chat, I already know it made sense to you a long time ago. But listen to Nikki anti-Black Haley.
Kamala. I want to ask why you said if Kamala was president, why it would send chills down your
Sure.
spine.
So a couple of things. I think with Obama, that was, if you go back, that's when we really started to feel the division. That's when it was
a lot of that was because of white supremacists, though.
Well, no, I think it was everything. Everything was exaggerated with the Obama administration. It became more.
Hey, family, where were you in 2005? Oh yeah, and y'all Congresswoman Blueberry Muffin. Yeah, y'all better know. You better know. Telling you, they got their little system, and then their little system is honored. But yeah, let's hear more of this. With Obama, no, 2005. I seem to remember there being a hurricane, and there was a president at the time who was a Republican. So that's clearly not Barack Obama. And there was days and days upon days that these people were without shelter, food, and water, even safe passage, much death. The levees broke. The day the levees broke, dead bodies floating in the water. And because they was black, even the mainstream liberal media referred to these folks as refugees. American citizens, refugees. And there's a question, or there was a statement rather, made by one Kanye West. Does anybody remember what he said on national TV and no, shall I say international TV and this is running on because they did this telethon on every on every station at the same time. Kanye West says George Bush doesn't care about black people. And it's like, oh, okay. And that was Mike Myers was standing next to him. He was so stuck. he was so stuck. He didn't know what to do with himself. And so when this woman gets up here and tells this lie, when Barack got in office, that's when the division came. And see, what you don't understand, that dirt, and that's where she's trying to go. Nikki Haley is one of the worst type of white supremacists that you ever want to meet. This woman is dangerous. Do you understand what I'm saying? This woman is so dangerous that you could just throw out that cash, everything about the whole early 2000s. We have something that you'll never forget, but something that happened less than 5 years later. Oh, you completely try to wipe that one out your mind. You'll remember 9/11 till the cows come home, but that August 29th. I see that right, Blueberry Muffin? Yeah, that August 29th, 2005. Now, where's the love for that? Where's the never forget? When you had mainstream liberal media, mainstream right-wing media calling all of these black folks, everybody got on code. And all these black folks that needed somewhere to go got left in the cold, sitting there. And see, here's the thing. Look how all of these places you can find help for the migrants. You can bus them all the way to New York. Now, how long did it take these people to bus these folks to other places? Like, their homes are washed away. They're refugees. No, they're American. But there was no program for vouchers. Well, they did FEMA eventually got them something. Do you understand what we're talking about here? These people are walking across the border getting, okay, put it to you like this. If you had a long-term plan to create a new voter base based on an immigrant class, what would be one of your first things you need to do? Thin out some numbers of black folks. Well, you're not going to be able to do that heads up with the cops because you can't. Now you're just genocidal maniacs, and the rest of the world would have every excuse to blow America off the face of the earth. So you can't do that. So what do? Maybe set up the situation for natural disaster or not so natural. Assisted. But you understand that when these people are moving in that mind state, oh man, these folks is dangerous. And you don't want no woman like this who will rewrite recent history. And never forget her feeling for black folks. Why would we expect it to be so different considering her culture, to which also Kamala is part of her culture? What's really happening here? How are we supposed to feel safe with this? Because I'm not just going to sit up here and say, I'm going to do anything for black folks. Shit, this one was a whole slavery denier, basically. Oh, well, everybody knew it was about slavery. I mean, we knew it, but yeah, okay. So let's hear a little more.
About gender. It became more about race. It became more about separating Americans instead of bringing them together.
That was because of the right-wing media, though. Well, they were scared to death of a black president.
Look, I don't think everybody is at fault. I'm not saying that one person did this, but I'm saying
take a note of the white supremacists telling you that. So, everybody's at fault. No, you're just wrong and there's no way out. So that just means, here's how I fix this. Everybody has a part to play, and this wrong. I mean, everybody's a little wrong here, right? No, man.
Under that administration, it really did cause some. People felt like they were being put in camps through that administration. The second thing is, I saw he was very much an Iranian sympathizer. He very much kept wanting to support and do things with Iran. I think that's incredibly dangerous. This is a culture that says death to America, and you have to always be careful. A lot of spending happened on his watch that started us down that spiral. And then Obama did a lot of things by executive order. And that really started he did a lot by executive order. Then Trump came in and reversed it all by executive order. Then Biden went and reversed it all there. You've got to do it the hard way. You got to get Congress to come together and do those things because that makes it permanent. So what that did is that created leaders from around the world saw you just wait out a president. But more than that, people got used to just quick fixes instead of coming together and doing the hard work. So it was more about what do we need to do to move us forward in a way that we're lifting up everybody, not a select few. That's when I started to see it.
See, here's Nikki Haley. And she's one of those. She is one of those people that is very inwardly jealous of black people. Just like Diane Knapp. They have this infatuation, it's a obsession with black folks. So it's a lot of projection type of stuff and singling out certain groups. What does that mean? See, that's that Charlie Kirk notion that black people are benefiting over everybody else. And it's just so unright that you just give one group this and one group that, and one group deserved it. And if your group came here on a boat, and they're a homeland that you can return to, but you're very much here enjoying your time here in America. And then most people turn around and like that nut that's sitting in the Congress, the little young congressman from, I believe he's from Florida. over there talking about when people see the Statue of Liberty, that's a sign of freedom, and it's a sign of immigrants come here. Welcome. No, it's not. It's a sign of the end of chattel slavery. It's a gift from France. They teach you that in high school. At least I thought. Back in my day, they did.
Kamala, it's from an experience standpoint.
You would be worried about Kamala Harris from an experience standpoint while she's the sitting vice president? That's rich. So then I guess that's needlessly to say you need to drop out now then. Because you don't even have vice president experience. What the hell kind of response was that? Oh, and they be talking about how intelligent these people are. Man, no. TNTU said, no Brahmin will tell me what they are not going to do for black people when you are on my land. Back to Mundo. Yes, indeed. Queen Nile. Legal alien, migrant invasion or invasive and entities coming to North America with all their diseases and first and second grade educations, not immunized from diseases in their homeland. You already know. Where'd that go? There you go. Shit whole country. You know, it's funny too. They were like, oh, you call them shit old countries. And man, don't you think that's wrong? He called them shit old countries? I mean, yeah, he called them, man, that ain't cool. Shit. Man says she's delusional as hell. White supremacy feature. The anti-black hate is strong in that one. I'm surprised that she doesn't spit every time she's saying anything about black American people. Exactly. And you know, it's so crazy when you're talking about a Nikki Haley, and like Diane Yap, it's their jealousy because you're in their greatness deniers. You understand what I'm saying? They hate to see, oh man, I mean, I couldn't do half the stuff they doing, but at least I'm smarter. And probably not, but you know, because that line gets upheld, you sit there and enjoy stuff like that. But I mean, you know, here's the other thing. You have to deal with the attention that we get as a group, especially when it's talking about our own issues. And rightfully so, because we don't have, this is the thing. They want us to when America's in trouble, who they looking for? And on this, here, let's cause a conflict and then tell all the black Americans, hey, man, right now is not the time for all that, man. What we need to do, man, is we need to come together, man. We need to be patriotic, man. You know, it's all about America, man. You know, we're all Americans. So, you know, we don't really need to be worrying about individualism now. I mean, you know, hey, man, what about one group? Trust me. Trust me. But never forget, you have immigrants who might come here and really take a negative view toward black folk, like Diane Yap. Shout out to the cat that did this me, because that's spot on. Well, the flip side of that is one who ain't too sure about if they love themselves or not. But let's spend the rest of the time hating on black folks. Because, you know, some of you are just stupid fools. Don't you know? I mean, you be ones. While we have a vicious overload of illegal immigrants flooding into this country, you have black folks getting displaced left and right, and Nikki Haley and like the Viveks, they're more concerned about what the blacks are doing. Like Who's funding these people? Cliven Bundy? Hey, what we gonna do about them blacks? What about that black problem? You know, all them blacks is having babies and you know, not taking care of them and stuff. Oh man, have y'all noticed since the recent statistics have came out that shows shows where the real single mothers and broken homes are? Boy, that line has went out the window. That line has died super quick. See, what black people need is more black parents in the home. Jesse Lee Peterson lost all his ammo. That's because I said that bad name, boy. Jesse Lee Peterson. How's it feeling, man? You get one of the Sambo. Okay, so moving on from Kamala's cousin here to another story. Now, maybe y'all heard. See, for those of you who have been rocking with us for a minute here, y'all will remember we started last summer saying New Black Media Summer. Well, I'm a firm believer that New Black Media Summer has kind of kicked off tool breaking season, to which we've already done that broadcast, to where you saw, you know, hey, I'm showing you, and again, clearly it's tool breaking season, because when these people say the young black folks are the biggest threat to us, and you've had meetings with so-called black leaders, well, you don't get much more than a black leader than being one of these Congressional Black Caucus members. But when you start going off the reservation advocating for things that they told you not to advocate for, well, now we kind of see why we have Congressional Black Do-Nothing Talkers, or do something for everyone else while ignoring the very people that they're named after. So basically, they're a caucus to make sure that Americans get everything off our backs still. So let's have our little wall of shields so we can make sure we use black people as props and stepping stones and stepping stools, as we always have, and we'll give these people their little butter biscuits. But as soon as they get out of line, you make sure you break them, and you break them good. And ain't nothing getting broke deeper than an open investigation.
You can't get that off. I'm going to make sure I have security, because I know I have had attempts on my life, and I have too much work to do. There are too many people that need help right now for me to allow that. So if I end up spending $200,000, if I spend $10 more on it, you know what? I get to be here to do the work. So suck it up, and defunding the police has to happen. We need to defund the police and put that money into social safety nets, because we're trying to save lives.
All right. Now, let's just take a deeper look, you know, because she's being investigated for her finances and suspected shady dealings. And, you know, she's saying she's fine with what she did. She did everything within the guidelines, and, you know, I don't know, when you hear things like that, that's probably the best, but you know, who am I to say? Nonetheless, let me get this on the screen. Oh, well, it's already on the screen. Let me get the sound on. Here's her press conference addressing her investigation.
I hold myself, my campaign, and my position to the highest levels of integrity. I also believe in transparency, which is why I can confirm that the Department of Justice is reviewing my campaign spending on security services. We are fully cooperating with this investigation, and I would like to take this opportunity to outline the facts and the truth. Since before I was sworn into office, I have endured relentless threats to my physical safety and life. As a rank and file member of Congress, I am not entitled to personal protection by the House and instead have used campaign funds as permissible to retain security services. I have not used any federal tax dollars for personal security services. Any reporting that I have used funds for personal security is simply false. In recent months, right-wing organizations have lodged baseless complaints against me, peddling notions that I have misused campaign funds to pay for personal security services. That simply is not true. I have complied with all applicable laws and House rules and will continue to prioritize the rules that govern us as federal elected officials. In particular, the nature of these allegations have been around my husband's role on the campaign. In accordance with all applicable rules, I retained my husband as part of my security team to provide security services because he has had extensive experience in this area.
And somehow she thought that that was going to be looked at as that's not a problem. Ma'am, you hired your husband. Yeah, I'm not using it for personal. You hired your husband. I don't know how you think that's a good look. For a campaign? I mean, man, the scrutiny that they're going to go through her finances with. Look at what old Fonnie Willis is going through. And I'm sure it was they probably pressured old boy to hurry up and settle with his wife so she didn't have to testify. So, you know, they like she kind of skated past that one. But look at how they're getting this one. You know, if they want you, man, you better get out there and put on that cape for Israel all day long. And if you don't, you talking about some ceasefire talk? Look at Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi throwing him all the way under the bus. Maybe you need to look at where the finances is. I mean, I don't know. When I hear ceasefire, I think of Putin. And these people who against it, I don't know. Maybe you want to invest. You know, you should probably take a look at it. Look at the finances behind it. I'm just saying. And now she gonna sit up here. When I had my husband, you know good and doggone well, all them people that was around her knew that was her husband, and he's getting paid off these finances. So she's saying it was legal and legit and above board, I guess. But it still looks some type of way.
And is able to provide the necessary services at or below fair market rate.
Oh, and you was also able to provide yourself to another income. So, little fine line you're threading there, Missy. I just don't even know why you would play with it.
These frivolous complaints have resulted in a number of investigations, some of which are still ongoing. The Federal Election Commission and the House Committee on Ethics are currently reviewing the matter, as is the Department of Justice. We are fully cooperating in all these pending investigations. In September of last year, 2023, after conducting a months-long investigation, the Office of Congressional Ethics found no wrongdoing and voted unanimously to dismiss the case. I look forward to this same outcome from all impending investigations. And I am under no illusion that these right-wing organizations will stop politicizing and pursuing efforts to attack me and the work that the people of St. Louis sent me to Congress to do, to lead boldly, to legislate change my constituents can feel, and to save lives. Thank you.
Have you spoken to the president? Have you spoken to the president?
Well, I guess we will see how this one goes. But I will say $100 million is a lot to spend on such a concentrated group. The interesting thing about this, and I just keep I'm going to have to keep bringing this up. Where are the women, the black feminist groups? Where are they? All those black feminist voices and all this misandry and, this women-hating vibe out here. And where is that in this? You talk about them right wings. The last person, I guess, that thought she was finna talk against a right-wing white man was Tiffany Cross. And you can't get these folks out here to utter a man's name for nothing now. They're like, I don't want no parts of that. I don't want to be no parts close to trouble. Lord, no, I don't want no trouble. I mean, that, it's not good trouble. It's bad trouble. That's trouble. And I just don't want none now. So just leave me alone. I mean, if you going after trouble, you just leave me out of it now. I don't want none of it. Over there messing with them people about them reparations and stuff. Don't you know you gonna make them people mad? Man, you know what happens when they get mad. They be coming after all of us. Where's Berg the jerk at? I don't know. Ever since her man got out, she kind of been busy. So y'all saw her pictures when her man came home. She's like, oh, I'm happy again. Oh, good Lord, I got a man. Look at my man, Lord. He just got home. Shoot. And I guess, this almost feels like a warning shot for old Fonnie Willis. But, yeah, she dodged a bullet, kind of.
In state news tonight, Fulton County Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade has reached a temporary divorce settlement with his estranged wife. The settlement cancels a public hearing that was set for tomorrow. Today's decision means District Attorney Fonnie Willis will likely avoid testifying in the case. Willis and Wade are accused of having an improper relationship and misusing taxpayer money. A hearing could be set next month for Willis and others to testify over the alleged misconduct. The hearing centers around whether Willis and Wade should be disqualified from the 2020 election interference case against former President Trump.
Well, ain't that interesting? Ain't that interesting? It just seemed like all these black women are getting their little taps. Just kind of let them know, don't really think about, going too far off the reservation now. We'll have an answer for you if need be. Just got that little. Like, when somebody getting tapped. It's like, just let her know, hey, if you don't want to stay on board and stay on point, something bad can happen to you too. Them folks don't got near love for her. But who knows? I mean, you can't really tell nobody nothing these days. And just like another person, because they don't understand how it happens to them. They'll step out there and talk crazy to black folks and try to be convincing black folks. Remember, one of the biggest tactics that they use is telling black folks how stupid we are. You know what I'm saying? They love telling us how dumb we are. You stupid fools. But sometimes chickens come home to roost, and you hear the fact that maybe the people that you thought were legit and really about that life were really just about a job.
Over the weekend, President Biden said he's ready to take action if Congress is serious about solving the border issue.
If that bill were the law today, I'd shut down the border right now and fix it quickly. And Congress needs to get it done.
Starting another fucking war.
Ooh, hot mic. Yeah, she had that hot mic, and she had to come back and apologize, which she did. She immediately apologized and, oh, I'm sorry, we try to keep it PG and PG-13 around here, I know, and yeah, but she sure enough let that one slip. And again, also mentioning that he's starting another effing war. That's kind of important. Oh, you can recognize that, huh, Joy Reid? And then here at the meantime, about the border, they're trying to get Mayorkas about the paint. And, here it's always funny watching the people who won't advocate for black folks, but they'll always advocate for someone else. And they got millions of reasons why.
Today, we are being fooled that work is being done against an individual for treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. The American people understand that that is not the actions that we are here for today. Revenge, vengefulness is why we're here. Otherwise, they would understand that Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas is an individual whose family fled the Nazis and then Cuba before arriving here in the United States. That is what he went through. He is the first immigrant to serve as head of the Department of Homeland Security. And yet, this committee seeks to suggest that he is violating the Constitution, when in essence, his freedom is based upon our Constitution.
No, his freedom is based on black folk because he's an immigrant. And they weren't able to fight for themselves here for those rights. So, things that benefit us that ended up benefiting them. Yeah, let's not overlook the work that the black folks done for getting them back. Now, see, Sheila Jackson Lee is on point with their, on code with their agenda. So she's towing the line, right? So you stay, because let's remember there's another group that calls the shots, obviously. And you better not think of boycotting them. They'll throw you behind bars. Think about boycotting that government over there that ain't got nothing to do with you, that over here bombing the hell out of Gaza. I'm just saying. Don't you think about it now. And there's some more shall I say, upset individuals. And ain't gonna worry about putting their face on the screen. I'm just gonna play the sound because they ain't getting that type of run here. So yeah, we're gonna do it just like that. So Roland Martin, I'm sure all y'all have heard the whole thing about them trying to address our take on immigrants, this illegal invasion. And then he gets it wrong, of course, or they just wrong.
Some of y'all just thinking about the next 6 months to a year. And I get these black people, man, they coming over here, they taking our jobs. Wrong.
Well, yeah. See, here's the problem with that, Greg. Are there any fields in New York City or in Chicago to where they're looking for job programs for immigrants? Are there any fields that they're going to go work in? Because, But they say, who's gonna plant our fields and till our fields and blah blah blah? Who's gonna do that? We need black people don't want to do none of that. Well, you're not hiring them to do that. The job at Amazon is not a job at the field, and the job at Amazon is basically helping people become a new middle class without even being vetted. So, number one, Roland, that point is extremely off. And it's just a flat out lie. They're taking our jobs. No. Well, actually, in all actuality, they are. So be clear when you say they're taking our job. No. Oh, no. If you're finding 4,000 jobs for them in the city limits, this is not going to be out in the field. This is going to be working for a corporation in a building, punching in a clock every day, getting paid American citizen wages. You see this, people thought, oh, this is about getting, if this was about getting poor labor, they sure aren't going about it in a way that it looks like they're trying to get cheap labor. How are you going to get cheap labor paying them a regular wage? But while also undergirding all the other issues that they have, the lack of understanding English. So who's paying for all of that? Well, probably with a little bit of help and push from the Catholic Church, and maybe some of those other religious organizations and groups, along with the United States government and their three-headed beast. That probably could be plausible that, there's an agenda at play. Let's hear more.
Listen to me, black people. Jeez. These white supremacists got you using the same language. That's right. Using the same language.
And I've always told y'all, when they start talking like that, they're done and they don't really have an answer. Man, you sound like a white supremacist. You're not proving a point. You're trying to shame me off of mine. So always remember when they do stuff like that, especially like Roland, they think because they're part of fraternities and they're so smart and I touch my education. I teach at this. I'm an instructor here. My doctorate. Okay, and you're a smart idiot. And if you're a smart sellout, rat, well, hell, I guess you gained the world, didn't you? So why would we want to deal with the lost souls? I'm not trying to do that. YouTube blocking comments. What? So in the hell shouldn't be. I don't have no thing on it. That I don't know, like filter. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Well, YouTube hating anyway. They took down another video, an old video. They come through my old videos and medical misinformation. Here's a copyright strike. Then, they got time to go through old videos, but then will immediately demonetize my videos as soon as I wrap up. And then say, hey, you have to dispute it. It's like, oh, okay. YouTube is king censor, free breather. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. So let's just hear more. Well, you know what? And this is off of TikTok anyway. So, and this dude, whoever this account is that keeps putting these videos up, and then they'll go to Twitter and then try to call out foundational Black Americans and those of us who do Black media even. And, just try to say, well, yeah, this should have Roland Byrne in you and this and that. And then there's always the people that show their immediate disdain for Black folks to disagree with them. because the very first thing, it's like, a person has a very low opinion of your stance when, number one, they feel that they should be addressing you in an insulting manner. Meaning, your first contact with somebody has calling them the N-word in the phrasing. Even if you are talking to a black person, you do not know that man. So to be doing that right off the rip shows what type of person you are. And it shows that you lack respect until it's either shown to you or taken from you. I mean, because best believe people can take their respect from you. There's always somebody out there that can. So listen to how he talks to the very same people that he really wants to follow him.
As them, and I already know. I know all you FBA B1 dumbasses gonna run your mouth, do your video. See, there you go. He an anchor, baby. He Haitian. I'm not.
And if you were so...
Again, talking about things that nobody cares about. We don't have to call you any type of name. That philosophy that you're talking about is flawed, and you're not debating that with anyone. And here's the other point. This is your way of addressing Chicago. See, he tries to put the whole thing about this illegal invasion on the voices, right? Do you see that pivot? But he's not talking about the city of Chicago. He doesn't want to talk about what's going on in New York. You understand? He wants to talk around it and like, man, y'all ain't no immigration, don't you see? No. And Greg Carr ain't to never be trusted anyway. Because Greg Carr is always talking subversive. It's a subversiveness in his heart. So never trust Greg Carr.
What? Right. Mom and daddy from here. Grandparents from here. Great-grandparents from here. My maternal, paternal ancestors migrated from Haiti. That leaves me with 3 other grandparents, dumbasses. But, and by the way.
And here's the thing. And maybe, see, I can't stand when people do that. Some faceless trolls call you an anchor, baby. No, you said you got that Haitian heritage. Now, you might have some, Roland might have some foundational Black and American in him. I don't doubt that. That can happen. Still a coon. Still a bootleg. Still a Sambo. You just, that's a 16th tether. Feel better?
For all you dumbass FBA and B1 people, Black immigrants account for 10% of the U.S. population.
And that's wrong.
And so when we're talking about congressional seats and we're talking about apportionment, when we're talking about census dollars and stuff along those lines, guess what? Those Black immigrants are included. So you're going to want that 10% because, see, you're going to want the number of folks who are Black immigrants who are in Minnesota.
Yeah, about that. Those Black immigrants in Minnesota are Somalian. Something that you might not know about Somalians don't identify as Black. And most of them, if you did not know, which, maybe come or listen to some replays of some Twitter spaces, you can find out that, well, for all intents and purposes, they consider themselves Caucasian. They own it too. So when you think of, like I said, when you think of these people who are so absolutely proud of not being Black, that when it goes to Minnesota, and then you look at Ilhan Omar. Ilhan Omar on talking about I'm Somali and it's all about Somali first. Ain't nothing about no blackness over there. So that's that's a tether. Just like old scheming Rhoda Osmond. Those are tethers. They're literally faking the funk. They know they don't identify as black, but when it's convenient for them, they're jumping in the black car. And then they're benefiting from blackness. And then when it's when it suits them, then they jump back in the Somalian suit and then start going after Somalian business while having their nose turned up at black folks. That is not a person that qualifies in our numbers. They do not identify with black, and they put Caucasian on their paperwork.
You're going to want those black immigrants in Houston, largest Nigerian population. You're going to want those black folks from Liberia, black folks from Bermuda. See, this is when I need our people to stop listening to YouTube economists.
Come on.
TikTok anthropologists and Instagram political scientists to understand the larger picture what we're dealing with here. You have to create a functioning system where you're processing people properly and then where they're also going. Because the last point I make here is this here. For all y'all people who are sitting here, who are freaking out, guess what? Black and brown immigrants is what has changed the population shift and the electoral shift in places like Arizona, New Mexico.
Did he just black and brown, y'all? Did this dude just black and brown? Oh, rolling. Well, I guess maybe that line was for the paymasters to say, hey, you know, I can still, I mean, I still say it. Black and brown, you know. Man, don't you know? Since when do brown numbers relate to us? So where is the benefit for the black part in the brown numbers? Because when we talk about brown, those are people like K106 and what's her name? Marisol or whatever that woman name is. Ain't that her name? The city council woman? F him, he was with the blacks. Yeah, F you too. I mean, really. Hey, Kermit, I see you in the house. Thank you for being here, brother. So yeah, Roland is like, this is willful denial or either, well, it's a little, he's just lying. This is when you know you have to toe the line, just like Joy Reid has to toe the line. And then, off camera, she's over here, starting that effing war. Yeah. Yeah, I totally get it. Yeah. But, Roland, and make no mistake, this is still about him. Nuri Martinez. Nuri Martinez. Thank you. I just picked random ethnic name. Oh man. Let me see. They don't realize the male people don't trust a lot of them because they can speak their native tongue. They don't like that at all, not knowing what they're saying. Oh yeah, you already know. They really, really don't like that. And you know what's funny is white people in America are so stupid when it comes down to the language thing. Hey, stop speaking that stuff. You speak English. We speak English here. Yeah. Hey, genius. You do recognize that they speak a European language. Most people, they look at Spanish and act like Spanish ain't coming from Europe. This is insane. Like that is, they're not speaking mestizo. You know? Hey, Billy Bob, calm down. Anyway, let's hear some more of this dumb.
Georgia. That's right. See,
Black and brown numbers
this is
helping
the
in
problem,
Georgia.
Reese, that we
Man,
got
if
too
you don't
many
get your
people
ass out of here.
listening to dumb folk on social media who are not fully understanding of what's going on here. And while these same people are yelling and screaming about migrants coming in, they don't even have remotely the same energy when it comes to advocating for public policy of existing people that directly impacts us. They spend.
Say when now? What exactly does that even mean? Because see, here's what this is. He think he's doing some kind of Jedi mind trick. You get real specific about who you're mad at, and then you start doing the little twisty turny thing about because you really ain't saying it. So you have to kind of pretty it up, and I mean, see, these people never once advocated for policies and this and that. Number one, who ain't advocated for policy? Like that whole thing. Oh, you people on the internet and this and that. Listen, your president's in trouble because day one he got in office, he opened the border. The country's in crisis. Everyone can see it. We are the ones who are saying, hey, you ain't going to put them in our neighborhood without a fight. And that's causing the noise. It's not people on Instagram. It's not people on Twitter alone. But here's the problem, Roland Martin. And this is what people of your ilk never seem to understand. The people who you see are suffering are actually real. Real people. Real families. Real extended families. That they are seeing get affected with all of this madness that's happening. This is worse than the pandemic. And then you have a whole bunch of people in here who ain't got no jizz. Now my big thing is, why did they want all of you to get it just to bring these people in day one that don't got it? Interestingly enough, if you kind of look at it in the long run, it kind of looks like you could thin the numbers of actual citizens to whom you are bound to. Not trying to get too deep in conspiracy, but I'm just saying, You have a whole bunch of people. It's almost like having, like in Star Wars, a clone army. You don't really have rights, but they wouldn't technically be property. But you're talking about being in an absolute situation where they hold the guns and the gate, and you got a bunch of people who are here just happy to be here. And, it would take for the economy to fail. That's for sure. Anybody think that the economy is failing right now? We hear it all the time, how great the economy is doing. I'm just wondering. Nonetheless, let's hear some more.
Spend more energy trying to fight them versus, hold up. Let's make sure these folks are elected. Then let's make sure these dollars are apportioned. Because I'm going to say it again. Right. Congressman Bobby Scott was sitting here shoveling money to HBCUs when the Democrats control the House. And guess what? That money was, so guess what? All these HBCUs, Tennessee State, Howard, Morehouse, Spelman, Texas Southern, Florida A&M, we're seeing massive increases. Now we got to build more dormitories. What's that called? Black construction. Oh, now we got to acquire the land. What's that called? Black real estate people. oh my goodness, we're not going to have more goods and services. What's that called? Black stores. But again, no, the simple Simons out there don't quite understand the notion of building a black economy and a black infrastructure, because they so caught up sounding like white supremacists saying, oh, here come those other people.
Yeah, all he knows is HBC. These HBCUs, these HBCUs. Well, hey, Roland, never forget this headline, bro. Yeah, don't never forget this headline. Yeah, I mean, just for good measure, because people got these short memories and be quickly rewriting history. What's so interesting about it is the people who come out here in the mainstream media and reinforce lies that they know ain't true. You're the damn media. You have access to researching this. You know that this just happened. Just a few years ago. Well, this is what they're pushing right now. So this is what you've been told to say. And that's what mainstream media is today. Is that Joe Biden is giving more money to the HBCUs after he first cut it. Always remember that. $6 billion to HBCUs. You see that number that got cut? That's $45 billion. Come on, man. And you see all the money he gave to the HBCUs? It amazes me that y'all still believe this dude. Like, they just believe anything that he tell them. If it come out these sources, they just buy into it. It's like, yo, he cut all of that money. That ain't no help. He cut the money. I mean, man. Yeah, you hate no. So rolling over here caving for immigrants. Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised? Because, and the other guy that he has on there who's always trying to have some conversation of interference on our reparations, which and he can't help himself. Well, see, what you got to understand is throughout the diaspora and this and that and the other. You see, we just can't just boil reparations down to this. We have to understand that the universal blackness, every aspect of black is being harmed, and see, we just can't cut off at the descendants of slavery, but we have to deal with the effects of everyone that deals with the effects that black folks deal with. And we the stupid fools. And we the stupid fools, family. That makes sense. Lord, these people are nuts. So I'm uploading this video right now. Oh, in the meantime, while I'm uploading this, let me let you hear a little bit. Now, I'm gonna let you hear a little bit of my cousin singing from my grandmother's funeral. If y'all don't mind, y'all want to hear a little bit of that? I'm gonna just give you a taste of the family.
As I keep my eyes upon that distant shore, I know he'll lead me safely to that blessed place. He has prepared for me. But if the storms don't cease,
All right.
and just in case the wind keeps on blowing in my life. My soul has been anchored in the Lord. I'm gonna change keys. Though the storms keep on raging in my life, and sometimes it's hard to tell the night from day. Still the hope that lies within is reassured as I keep my eyes upon that distant shore. I know He'll lead me safely to that blessed place He has prepared for me. But if the storms don't cease, and just in case the wind keeps on blowing in my life, my soul has been anchored in the Lord. I realize that sometimes in this life we're gonna be tossed by the waves and the currents that seem so fierce. But in the Word of God, my soul has got an anchor that keeps me steadfast, unmovable, despite the times. But if the storms don't cease, and just in case the wind keeps on blowing in my life, my soul has been anchored in the Lord. My soul has been anchored in the Lord.
Thank you, family. That's my cousin Day Day. That is my cousin Day Day from Denver, Colorado. And the rest of the family that you heard humming. So that was us at my grandmother's funeral. And yes, we, like I say, we are a homegrown foundational Black American family. You can hear the harmony. No music, no, there wasn't no rehearsal, of course. So you're hearing harmony with no rehearsal. These are the things that you get in our family. And so you can't tell me that they come from some kind of African, it's the inner African, and you stop it. No, it is not. This is us. This is who we are as foundational Black American folks right here in America. And that's one thing that we have it in our genes, as they say. It's in the genes. And so salute to the family. I know y'all probably have folks like that as well. You know what I'm saying? That's a man. Yeah, that's a man. Yo 103 cleaning. Yeah, that's a man. Yes, indeed. Yeah, that's my cousin Dada. So, and then the rest, of course, everybody else that you heard. You heard, I think my dad, he's literally next to me, my aunt, and my cousin behind me. So, yeah, that's us. Yeah, subject name Star in the house. I see you. What's going on? Thank you for being here. Yes, indeed. Oh, you said you on your phone. Oh, no, that's fine. That is quite all right. So, with that being said, as being able to bask in foundational Black American energy, he said, "Grandma watching over you now." Yes, indeed. Thank you so much. Y'all seen the thing with Ilhan Omar. And the thing with that is something she said. She's Somali first family. We can't have nothing, can we? I say it all the time in our spaces. What have I said? We have literally made being the descendant of a slave the coolest thing on earth. Something that they used to use to denigrate us has now become the most coveted position on the planet. That say a lot. You some kind of special folk when you can literally make the thing that they use to dog you out be the most coveted thing. They are breaking their necks to identify as you. Trying to find some kind of way to, how do we get in here to the family, man? How we get in there? Woo-wee. Ooh-wee. The global blackness thing, and stop. And speaking of that, that's what I have to give to before I get to Ilhan Omar. Oh, yeah. Greg Carr. That guy. I have a little clip that I want to show y'all because this dude is not to be trusted. You understand me? Check this cat out.
Everybody slow down, okay? Because it isn't just about who was enslaved. It's about now what attaches to blackness as a consequence of enslavement. So I don't care where you come from in the world. Greg, of America, blackness attaches to you as a form of stigma.
Greg, the ADOS and the foundational Black people going to be upset with you.
All of you. I want all of the smoke because it's baby smoke, number one. And number two, I'm a descendant of those who was enslaved. And number three, bring your best in fact, bring them all. In the words of William Rakim Griffith, I take 7 MCs, put them in a line, and then find 7.
Have any of you had any experiences with segregation here in this country?
Well, I've just got something quite insignificant. People get to know that I'm a foreigner, and so they treat me differently. When I came at first, I tried to get an American haircut, appeared in American clothes as best as possible and as much as possible, just for people to discriminate against me. But I've never had such an occasion. I've been trying to get it, but it seems as if I've been getting the best, actually.
Once they realized that he wasn't one of us, it's actually worked out better for him. Okay. Don't tell me we crazy. We not. We know what we talk about. See, you getting treated. Who's treating him better? Is he getting treated better by us? Is that who he's looking to be treated better by? No, they were talking about segregation. So meaning that, because of the color of his skin, he was already supposed to be over here with us. Yes, yeah. Dark skinned brother, yes, I sure did catch Black Alpha's interview with Dr. Cornel West. And by the way, salute to Black Alpha Network on that. That was a great job. Absolutely brilliant. Had to keep him on point about the direction of where we're trying to go. And Cornel West, he tried, to try to all lives matter us, and then he definitely kept trying to bring the conversation back to supporting Palestine and ceasefire. Yeah. Let's get back to this business over here about this foundational lineage business. So, it was absolutely a great job by our brother, Black Alpha Network. Salute to you, brother. And salute to Dr. Cornel West for taking his, being the first majorly known outside of Marcel Dixon candidate. And he's the first presidential candidate to come talk to the grassroots, and be able to open himself up to get that real true conversation that the people need to know of the man. So salute to Dr. Cornel West for even, being willing to step in there and come on that platform. Hopefully more of these politicians will come start dealing with the people. Because that's what they need to be doing anyway. That's kind of the point. So, yeah, man, that was really, really dope. Really super dope. And so with that said, we've come to the last video that I think I need to show this evening. And, this is something that, again, when we have these people, you're talking about black and brown. And then when these black immigrants, some of them do not identify with us. Not saying that all don't, but, and there's global blackness, but we don't subscribe to that whole global blackness thing and we're discarding our lineage because of our color. No, that makes no sense. I mean, again, we are a lineage. So just like how I just went to Denver, there's a gang of immigrants in that city. Guess what? We not mingling. I mean, shoot, I was at the airport. I'll tell you, I've seen very few non-Somalian or Ethiopian workers. And truth be told, I think majority of the workers were on the plane in the area I was in, all I seen was Somalians. Like, it's literally all Somalians in that Denver airport that are working. So, that's, and let's be clear, airport jobs is good, solid gigs. But I'm telling you, as soon as, because I rode their train into the airport, and I'm looking at the, like everybody that's coming to, like, getting off of work, because Denver's a United Airlines hub. So looking at that, I'm like, dang, there is a gang of Ethiopians and Somalians over here. Ethiopians at the parking lots, security. Oh man, here, absolutely, man. And it'll probably be both, because there's a certain kind of little like working, because when I used to work for the city, I had to deal with the Ethiopian workers and the Ethiopian and Somalian workers. So I just was able to learn how in their culture, this is just the whole thing. We understand we have completely different cultures, but they kind of have a hierarchy on how, like, the Eritreans, the Ethiopians, and the Somalians all interact. Essentially, they all come from the same people. But, and once again, they don't consider themselves no Negroes neither. So let's be clear. So the Eritreans, they probably a little more Western, I would say. But even still, these Somalians, they absolutely do not fool with us. Now, the folks that are working in the airport, they kind of got to speak because that's their job. But I'm telling you, boy, as soon as they make a beeline off that train, they don't look at another foundational Black American face, period. And then, man, I'm telling you, they deep out there. They are super deep. So to say them help, they helping the Black numbers, the Black folks in Denver still got gentrified. So no, it didn't help. So to answer Roland's earlier question, bringing a bunch of Somalians in, no. That will not help because they aid the census for the Caucasian number since they identify as Caucasian. So Roland over here boosting this census, like, dude, have you been around these people? Yeah, they'll say they're Black in front of your face. Dude, they come from a whole different culture. They will lie, look you in your face and lie to you and tell you, hey, yeah, we Black, and then go right there and put that big old W on their paperwork. You know, man, you better know how the game works. Number one, what they say, they came over here for a better life. Well, shoot, you don't think they willing to hustle to get it? If they have to be child soldiers in their own land? Hell yeah, they lie to you and swindle and con you. What you thinking? I tell you, so there's a lot of us that are not prepared for a third world event. And I'm not that anybody want to be just chilling in third world countries, but I'm saying, yeah, you better know what danger is and what danger look like. Yeah, you know, just saying. Kermit, man. Oh, man. Oh, if that ain't the truth. Oh, if that ain't the truth. Good grief. I mean, bro, I'm literally standing in front of the, like, because I had some time to kill, so I'm just taking in all the sights, getting some shots, getting some, getting my little video. I got, just doing, that type of stuff. And, man, like I said, you can see them when they coming out the building. It's like, you won't look in a direction of a Black man. But the very first white person that they walk in front of, oh, have a good day. I'm like, wow. And then, one brother, I'm kind of give him the head, and I was like, oh, okay. Because, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt because your hairline was somewhat, okay, well, gave him the head nod, and he just looked at me like, what? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Man. And I mean, shoot, not to say that I had any problem out there with nobody or nothing like that, but when I say everywhere I went, there was an African working. I mean, everywhere I went, even down to the hotel. Like, everywhere I went, there was an African working. I mean, I don't think there's a place where I didn't see an African worker. Shoot, I came in with the African stewardess who was it was about to be her birthday and she was going on vacation. That's who I'm like, man, I didn't see that, man. I the only people I saw foundational Black Americans in that airport were the people who were traveling. I cannot say I saw any of us literally working in the airport. And I mean, I live in Portland, so we know that shit. But man, I'm just saying, when I was out there, and you got so many Black people in Denver, but none of them are working in these places. Like, oh, okay, this is the get down. Right? So yeah, no, this is not helping us. This is harming us. And then we have people coming into the mix with their main focus and agenda on their group. Now, this has subtitles, family. I'm gonna forewarn you. This video has, so I'm just gonna let this video run it in its entirety. It has subtitles. But so she's speaking in her native Somalian language, and I hope you pay attention to what she's saying. So here we go.
annaga haddii aan nahay dad Soomaali ah waxaan nahay dad isjecel waa laga yaabaa meelaha qaarkood inaan isku xagxaganno laakiin haddii runtii ay imaato waxaan nahay dad isku tashto dad walaalo ah dad dhiig lah dad isku og inay Soomaali yihiin inay Muslim yihiin oo iyagana isku hiiliya dadka walaalahoodna u hiiliya marka daraad markii ayaan dhexdaas markii aan maqalnay in qaar Soomaali ah ama Soomaali sheegato in Ethiopia ay la galeen ma baqaan af Soomaali wixii lagu dhaho agreement heshiis Maxamuud Nuur hadda aniga Soomaaliga badiyo soo ceeb ma aha dad badan ay soo wacay oo waxay leeyihiin ilhaan dawladda Mareykanka inaan la hadashid waaye dawladda Mareykanka maxay ka qabanaysaa jawaabteedu waxay ahayd dawladda Mareykanka waxay ka qabanaysaa wixii annaga aan dhahno dawladda Mareykanka qabo waa kalsoonidaas inaan isku qabno annaga Soomaali haddii aan nahay waddankan annaga ku nool waddankan waddankii aan annaga tax ka dhiibno waaye waa waddankii gabar idinka dhalatayne ee Congress ka fadhiso intii aniga aan Congress joogo waddanka Soomaaliya biyaheeda dad kaleeta iyo badeeda dad kale ma qaadanayaan waddanka Mareykankana kuma taageerayo dad kaleeta in annaga ayna dhacaan marka taas ka seexda reer Minnesota gabadhii Congress u dirsateen way idinka war haysaa sidaad idinka u dareemaysiin dantaas ay u dareemeen madaxweyne xasan sheekhna waxaan leeyahay waan kugu faraxsanahay shaqada fiican aad qabatay in dadka Soomaaliya iyo dadka meel kasta ku nool aad dareensiisay si kasta anaga aan u dhibanahay Soomaali hadii aan nahay waxaan nahay dad karti leh dad wadankooda aqoonsan dad wadankoodii aan wiligood danger laga gelin karin marka waxaan reer Minnesota iyo Soomaalida meel kasta ku nool adeerkaya hadda mar dhow ka hadlaayay idinkaga hambalyeynaya sida aad isku wada duuban tihiin sida aad kulligiin u garab istaagteen madaxweynaheena because wuu u baahan yahay in kulligeen aan garab istaagno Soomaaliya waa Soomaali Soomaaliya waa hal walaalaan wada nahay dhulkeena lagama kala qaybsanaayo dhulal baa naga maqan raadsanaynaa insha Allah mar maalinta laakiin inta aan haysana hadda lama kala qaybinaayo marka waa mahadsantihiin dhamaantiin sidaad ii sharaftiin oo markasta aad iigu soo dhawaysiin ilaahay idin sharfo assalaamu calaykum waraxmatullaahi wabarakaatuh
Wow. Wow. Her agenda is so far away from anything that benefits us. And yet we would have numbskulls like Roland Martin coming out here talking about how we're stupid, we're dumbasses, and these people are helping our numbers somehow. Well, she's a proud Somalian, and she just told you she's only caring about Somalia. Now she'll come here and do her job, which is look out for white America. Right now, because she is a Muslim, they want her out the paint too. And all of her Somalia love got people wanting, calling her for her to step down. Didn't necessarily say I disagree. When you say you are going to try to influence government situations from the inside, like, do you hear what you're saying? And she just get out there. When she around her own folks, boy, she be real loose with it. She gets real loose with it, don't she? And she'll just okay, yes. They didn't feel you in. I mean, man. And, you know, I look at it as, well, it's supposed to happen because the squad, you know, they're imploding on themselves. Number one, they took that money. They took that Judas purse, Corey Bush, and all the rest of them. Now, Ilhan Omar shouldn't even be there. So, as Somalian as she is, why is she part of the reparations? I mean, I'm sorry. Why is she part of the Congressional Black Caucus? She's not black. She's Somalian. So it's actually a fraud for her to be in the caucus. You know, it really makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. Oh, before I go though, her fellow congressmen want her gone, and she needs to go. She definitely needs to go. So the truth of the matter is, black and brown needs to stop. You know, that is no longer even anything that we look at. It hasn't benefited us. Did y'all catch that the president of Mayorkas, he's the head of Homeland Security as a fleer. You didn't stay and fight in your own land. Well, granted, they say they fled from fled from the Holocaust and then later from Cuba. So you were always in flight, I guess. Well, you know, we always have to understand that dark-skinned brother, that black and brown was a fairy tale. Most definitely it was too. And now even the Pan-Africanists are having an issue. And the biggest issue that the Pan-African folks are having is that they, number one, were always about a different agenda, and we're interrupting the hustle, pushing reparations. And so they don't really have anything else to do other than, you know, sabotage. And even when you have, you know, reparation meetings. Oh, wait, why am I hearing myself twice? Look at that. Okay. So they're having reparation meetings. And, you know, as you've seen all over these different places, then they all have these different hearings and whatnot. Well, here's one of these other conversations or hearings, rather, that Greg Carr was part of. You know, I believe this might have been the one in the Bay about reparations. But understand all of this work to make sure you got lineage-based reparations. And what is reparations based on? Lineage. And this man already talking about, well, you know, the effects of slavery needs to be addressed too. Yes, it does. It does not need to be addressed in reparations. But once again, listen to this treasonous Negro.
My point is this. When I say that we shouldn't preclude any form of remedy, while people are arguing about HR 40, the DC Reparations Commission is going to force an argument over what HR 40 is about on the floor of the national legislature. This makes a point of entry that can overturn the retrenchment of white supremacy over the last 50 years, because the Civil Rights Act of 64, the Voting Rights Act of 65, pursuant to the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments, had race-based remedies that the courts have undermined. This commission, and this is why I say post-civil rights era narrowing by judicial interpretations of the federal constitution and concomitant issues of race-based remedy by changes in state constitutions, which is why California's hands are tied. These efforts should find a creative point of entry for proposed remedies by applying to district residents of African descent an overarching and at once calibrated concept that recognizes the unique circumstances that made geographically specific enslavement and global Blackness virtually coterminous, meaning Black means Black wherever you are. I don't think they're not turning down people because their last name is Oyewumi somewhere for right, you know.
See, he riding hard, trying to undermine reparations. And, you know, no surprise that he spends a lot of time with Roland Martin. And just here recently, Roland Martin was spending time on Stephen A. Smith's show. So what that mean?
And at once distinctly contoured to the arrangements of specific policies, like what we just heard, this enumeration of the abuses of the citizens of DC, and I hate to say citizens, the people of DC, because citizenship is a problem too. That's a conversation for another day. But this can also potentially allow us to imagine a legal status for African people more akin under federal and state constitutional law to date to that enjoyed by indigenous Americans and other discrete immigrants from other sovereign polities. Because the original harm of enslavement was carried out against African people in polities that predate Western nation states by distinct European nation states from which the current United States descends, reparative justice presents an opportunity to imagine new definitions of self-determination that can help decolonize modernity. This is a very important point. In a city where African Liberation Day was first celebrated, in a city where the anti-apartheid movement has it, it would be not only illogical, it would be insane to try to restrict a remedy to those who went through enslavement exclusively here. And I think this is the opportunity to force that conversation to the federal legislature, and only DC can do it.
So once you hear subversive advocacy, let's find a way to derail the momentum of where it's going right now for where we think it should be. Because we think that this needs to be something that the federal level needs to be pushing for race-based policies. And so you're literally looking for something different than what we've already established is the protocol for reparations, which is lineage-based reparations. Greg Carr, hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Let it fall and let us rise. Can you dig it? Family, we are at the end of this broadcast. Once again, thank you for tuning in. And, you know, at the end of the day, I believe that this situation with these fallen soldiers is absolutely about to be George Floyd 2.0. You know, oh, you know, the family, you're going to be parading the families. Oh, this is the mother of the soldier. And yeah, we got it. Yeah, I mean, just, you know what's coming. You know what's coming. Oh, yeah, do I have this in here? Hold on. Wait. Hold on. I need some stop shit. Let me see if I got this in here. There's I almost forgot. But real quick. Come on. Oh, I do. There it is. You know, these people really, we live in, when we say that we live in their heads rent free, we really do. And they be doing goofy videos like this.
Yo, I hate when Americans ask me where I'm from. They be like, where you from? I'm like, I'm from Florida. Nah, where you from? Jacksonville, Florida. They're like, no, you're not American. Where you from? What? Where you from? Shoot.
Sure. Lord, I hate when Americans ask me where I'm from. Well, that's kind of funny, isn't it? You actually mentioned that you weren't American. I hate when Americans ask me where I'm from.
Where's your family from?
I mean, yo, I'm from Florida.
Where's your family from?
Jacksonville, Florida.
Where's your family from?
Oh my goodness. Anyway, back to the matter of Joe Biden, and also him using black preachers and the black preachers that keep consistently going before him and being used as props, being comfortable sitting there as marionette puppets to do whatever the Democrats' bidding is that will not benefit black folks as a group collectively. It'll benefit them because they're getting their little butter biscuits, but that ain't helping nobody over here. And with them dudes, I mean, like, yeah, oh, praise and praise Jesus. Oh, glory be to the Most High. Oh, he done came in the building, y'all. I'm telling you, Lord Jesus, Lord. Oh, I'm so happy Joe Biden done came in here. Oh, praise him, praise him. Let's sing some more songs, y'all. We got to sing a little more. I mean, this is shameful. And this is why so many people have left. I mean, look at this.
Amen. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Come on, give God some praise in this place. For he is worthy, so worthy, so worthy, so worthy to be praised. Yeah, Lord, try.
Family, I'll say that, and that preacher obviously was quite tone deaf. Anybody who is thinking that this is a good look and thinking that you're gonna come over here and start also pushing the Joe Biden is doing something for black people because of these soldiers. No, but that's why he's spending a lot of time at the black church. That's what his advisors is probably telling him. But you're not seeing a bunch of young folks at that church. You're seeing a bunch of the same people who would be voting for him anyway. That's why they're over there falling over themselves, crying in the aisles because Joe Biden done walked in the door. Well, like I said, if y'all think that's a good look and you trying to push that foolishness on us and think we're gonna fall for that, well, I speak for myself. Beatzilla PDX official, the Beatzilla PDX official show. I'm pretty sure I'll speak for you in the chat. Grassroots, Voices of New Black Media. Pretty sure I'm safe to say that I speak for all parties involved when we proudly dedicate this song to you.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Get off drugs is what you need to do. Family, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. You can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you feel so inclined to put some money in the bucket by way of donation, you can do so at CashApp $beatzillapdx. That's CashApp $beatzillapdx. And we also have PayPal, which is Zilla Music. That is ZILLAMUZAK at PayPal. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here until the weekly wrap up, you know, and man, never forget about this.
I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all. Have a blessed night.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yes. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knocked out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.